This is quite interesting. Amongst all the developed countries, US leads the way in workplace burnout. I mean, what have your observations been?
It is true, and there's a reason for it. I used to hear this from people always. There used to be a term called work is worship. If there's any place where it was followed, was America. I heard this from many Indian guy. My CEO of my company used to tell me, work is worship. I said, I don't think so. Meaning, work is work. Work we all do to just kind of earn living, But you cannot make that worship. Worship is of much higher nature. So I think because of that, they take work too seriously. And I don't know whether I can say the family as an institution getting lower priority than work, or because they gave higher priority to work and that led to family getting ignored. I don't know which one came first. My observation has also been all the successful CEOs, leaders, they always talk about putting their family first. But it's the lower level guy, mid-level, and the guys lower, below them, they are the ones who didn't have the priorities right. I think it's just that the incentives that you get, meaning like we talked about quiet quitting, we're talking the era 20 years before, 30 years before, where if you work hard, you get incentive, you get promoted and all. So that era, people could see the incentive of working hard, so they were driven to work hard, right? And they were driven to work hard, so family got neglected. And that broke the family as a family institution. I think that's maybe the sequence I feel may have followed.
Interesting. I think, for this, I mean, sometimes US even beats countries like Japan.
I disagree. I think Japan I have seen firsthand. We had an office when I used to work, when I was VP of Sales and Marketing for American Megatrends. I used to go there to Japan. I went there 2-3 times. And even those days, I'm talking here, late 90s. People were not getting married. I mean, marriage was not their priority. And they would leave, all of them in my office. I mean, those guys used to leave at 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. because that's when the last train is to wherever they were going. And they, of course, will be back 10 or 11, right? But 1 a.m., 2 a.m., I mean, in India, perhaps it's unheard of. In America, working late, we say is okay, 9 p.m., 9:30, people will leave, meaning if you're working late. But not like this, 1 a.m., 2 a.m. I mean, these guys used to work like that. Because many of them are working with US companies and the hours, like that, and they will match that, and then of course they'll come at 10 or 11. But it is their work culture was the worst. You wouldn't find women in the workforce other than receptionist or the hostess and all. You won't find any top management women. That is one place. And also you'd find that all of them, top management, will leave the office at 9:30, 10 to go for dinner or nightclub. And then, of course, from there, they will go home at 12 or 1. And the regular employees last train is 1:30 or 2, whatever time is, they will leave at that time. I can also give you another example, very interesting example. This is from China, Taiwan. In AMI, we used to do business with a company in, I think, China or Taiwan or Japan. I mean, these 3 countries were all crazy, from a culture perspective.
Okay.
And we got a fax. We used to do BIOS for motherboard manufacturers, and we got a fax once. I mean, there's a fax era, 90s. In fax, the guy wrote, some head of the company wrote, that he's basically complaining about one of our managers who is supposed to deliver some things, that he's not able to get proper response on delivery time and deliverables and all that from him. So he wants to know what time this guy comes and what time this guy leaves, and whether we as a company have provided him a place to sleep in the office itself and not, or whether we are giving him food for dinner, lunch in the office itself or not. Then he said, that's how people working in his peers on the other side, in whatever country it was, I think it was either Taiwan or Japan, one of those countries. In his peers are being provided, he sent me pictures in the fax. This is a bed they sleep in, this is the food they eat, they're being provided. Now that you're talking about burnout, American burnout is being talked about. because America is always, you see American lifestyle everywhere.
That is different level.
I am telling you, we being in America, sitting in America, we used to look at it like this. We say, what is this? Guys are crazy or what? I mean, you may have heard, no, Flextronics and all the iPhone manufacturer, people committed suicide in China because these guys come inside and then they leave after 1 month or something like that. Some crazy stuff like that. People committed suicide, they just burnt out. That to me is burnout. American burnout is because, America is a country everybody looks up to. Burnout is there, people work very hard, and people are not like Europe talks a lot about American burnout because European, they took 2 months off and all this stuff. But in America, I feel the work culture can be balanced if you want to balance it.
It's in your hand.
It's in your hand. I can tell people, many of my European friends, they say, oh, America is this. I say, look at me. Not me, so many people I know. Of course, I am in front of you, but I always balance my life, I felt. Because I said I meditated, I take care of many things in family and everything. We used to go out on vacations. You balance it. You don't go out for 2 months vacation, but that's what Europeans like to do.